Hey guys, Phil from Trail Talk here, and welcome to this episode of Trail Talk News. And today we're looking at the brand new for 2021 Trek Slash. So when the first Slash 29 came out a few years back, it was one of the most aggressive 29er enduro bikes on the market, and that red team color was absolutely amazing. I do miss that colorway. But time has gone on and the Slash was really heading towards the back of the pack for an EWS ready package. So it's great to see that it's been updated. So what's new with the frame? So Traveler's been boosted to 160 in the rear and 170 up front. The rear suspension is still built around Trek's active braking pivot suspension, which is essentially a split pivot, but it's well known for being very active under braking and really good in the chunky stuff. The reactive damper has now been scrapped for a more traditional shim setup, while through shaft has been maintained on a lot of the models, so there's only two models that don't come with a through shaft shock. However, the bike is compatible with the Fox DPX2, Float X2 air and coil, as well as a Super Deluxe coil as well. There's also frame storage too, like the Fuel, but the good thing is, it's not just on the carbon models, alloy models now have frame storage as well. The knock block has been updated too, so going as the straight down tube, there's now enough clearance for the crown to fit under the down tube there, so that's good to see. So if you don't want to run knock block, you don't have to, but if you do choose to run the knock block, there's an increased range of motion, so on very tight switchbacks, you shouldn't hit that limit there, and I think for racers who get in crashes often, I think it's probably a good idea to keep it. Just reduces the chance of a mechanical whilst twisting, ripping out cables. I think it's a good idea if you're racing to probably keep it. Other than that, there's now a threaded BB. There's generous amounts of protection on the down tube, so that's good if you're going to be shuttling, as well as protecting the carbon frame. And there's a wide 34.9 seat tube diameter as well, so that's good to see as well. So there have been some pretty big updates to the geometry too. There's a flip chip, so as always, I'll go through the slacker settings and a size large. One thing to note that I do like, there is a medium large size, as I've been seeing a huge gap from mediums to larges these days, so it's good for those kind of people around 5'10 to 5'11, there's that size in between. So for the head angle, you're looking at 64.1 degrees, which is right in line for this bike. The seat angle has gotten 2 degrees steeper at 75.6 degrees, but I still feel like this is a little bit too slack for this style of bike. The reach is 486 millimeters on the size large, which is pretty dialed, but as I said, that medium large, that's great for people who have tighter trails, just want to have a bit more fun, or kind of in between sizes, and that's 469 millimeters. Chainstays are moderately short as well at 437 millimeters, so not too short but not too long, and then the seat tubes are slightly shorter all around as well. There are 7 builds altogether in the range. In Australia, we only get the 2 alloy and then 4 carbon, but I'll cover them all. Starting at the entry level 7, coming in at $3,500 US and 5,000 Australian dollars. For that, you get an alloy frame, a RockShox Yari RC, Deluxe Select Plus rear shock, so you get no piggyback shock there. Bontrager tires, in particular the XR5 and 2.6 up front, and the XR4 and 2.4 in the rear. You also get Guide T brakes, so definitely not the best value to start with. That is pretty expensive for what you're getting. Next up, there's the Slash 8. This also comes in the alloy frame and it costs 4,000 US and 6,000 Australian dollars. And this is probably the best value in the lineup for me. So you get a RockShox Lyric up front. You get a Super Deluxe Ultimate in the rear with the through shaft, so you get that top of the line shock there. So all around, that's a pretty good suspension package. You're getting a GX Eagle drivetrain, then you get Kodar brakes, which are nice too. And you get the same XR5 and XR4 tires as the 7. Moving on to the carbon now, starting with the 9.7. This model isn't available in Australia, but it comes in at $4,799 US, and it's kind of the oddball in the range, being the only model that comes with Fox suspension. So you have a Fox 36 Rhythm up front and a DPX2 in the rear, so no through shaft in this shock, just your regular DPX2. And then you get a mixture of NX and GX Eagle for the drivetrain, Kodar brakes, and the same tires as the alloy builds as well. Next up, there's the 9.8, which comes in at 6,000 US or 8,500 Australian dollars, and it comes in a GX or an XT build, so you can really pick and choose there. So both builds share the new RockShox Zeb Select Plus fork, so nice and stiff there. It's going to be a great fork. You also get the Super Deluxe Ultimate through shaft shock there, so good to see too. But then you notice a big step up in the finishing kit and wheels on this build. So you get carbon wheels and carbon bars, and then you get the Bontrager SE5 team issue tires up front, and then you get the SE4 team issue in the rear. The main difference between the builds, you get the XT drivetrain, so XT 12 speed, or you get the GX Eagle drivetrain. The GX build comes with Code R brakes, while the XT build comes with SLX 4-pot brakes. Lastly, there's the top of the line 9.9, which comes in an XT or XO1 build. So again, pick your poison there. And this comes in at $8,000 US or 10,999 Australian dollars. And for that, you get a Zeb Ultimate fork, Super Deluxe Ultimate through shaft shock, so nothing missed there, and you get all the carbon gear you would expect at this price point. So Trek has finally come out with their Enduro Slayer for the next few years. What do I think? I think it's going to absolutely rail to descents. The geometry is absolutely dialed for that. And then it's got a nice active suspension with that active brake pivot suspension, so that split pivot there. It's nice and active under braking, and it really shines when it gets chunky. You've also got that nice frame storage too, so that's a great touch, and you can just tell these frames are built really nicely. However, when it comes to the value, it's not really there this year, and that slack seat angle is a bit of a letdown as well. So on the Trail Talk value scale, I'm gonna have to give it a bit of a meh, but it does look really good, and if you can afford it, why not? But yeah, it's just a little bit expensive for what you're getting. So there you go, there's my first look at impressions of the Trek Slash for 2021. If you enjoyed the video, don't give it a like, also subscribe to the channel. And if you've got a question about the bike, anything, don't forget to leave a comment too. And as always, if you're looking at buying anything from Bicycles Online, the affiliate link's in the description, so it's a great way to support the channel, get a little bit of a kickback there. And as always guys, thanks for watching. See ya.